Good morning, traders. My morning brief, real quick here. What's going on in the markets early this morning? It's 6:45 a.m. here. Europe's open and stuff. So basically, what I got going on here, bonds are cannot hold a bid this morning. We are up a little bit on our ZNs here, on our ZN futures. They just continue to fade just ever so slightly in the session. So basically, I'm looking. We have broken this volatility box, and we're trading below that today, suggesting we're going to go lower here on our bonds today, suggesting yields are going to catch a bid in the regular session, and if that's the case. And basically, we have a volatility box below us. It looks like that's where we're trending down into this lower volatility box into this week. So that could very well put us at or above 2% on the primary yield. And man, things could get really exciting if that were the case. One thing about these ZNs, if you're doing your futures charts and stuff, and you see how I got my volatility boxes drawn out here. If you go up here in your settings on futures, adjust for contract changes. You have to have that turned on if you're going to have a proper charting. You see, when you have that turned off, apply, okay, your charts are completely different. What you're looking at is not accurate. That's far less accurate on your charting. So remember that in your charting purposes, for charting purposes, you do want to have on these futures contracts, you have to adjust for contract changes. Quick rundown on the price action this morning. Okay. Let's go by volume real quick here. So Peloton up 25% today. Talks that they might be trying to sell their company. They're down 80% off their highs. They've stopped production of their Peloton bikes because there's just no demand for their services. And basically, the the bow has broke on the company, and they're trying to sell to other companies. So this morning they got it up 25%, thinking that somebody's going to come in here and pay an absurd amount of money for this company. So I like the model. Just like so many other things, we're going back to the reopening theme, and so many of these at-home services are. This is one of those that people really don't need if they're working all the time. $50, $100 a month for a Peloton service doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of investors and stuff like that. Some other things happening this morning. Okay, Snap uh, down a little bit this morning. Okay, after having earnings last week. Okay, so that suggests that social media might be a little bit under pressure, but Facebook is up a little bit after having a humongous week last week. One of the biggest the biggest market cap loss of any company in one day ever in market history. So, there might be some dip buyers coming in here on Facebook. I personally think Facebook can go lower, so we'll see what happens going on that. Uh, Ford had earnings last week. It continues to see some selling pressure here. And the big news for today on the bearish side, Baba. Baba intends on taking a lot of the shares they're holding in-house, and they are going to issue them into the public on the ADR. So basically, we have a really big warning sign that Alibaba is going to have share dilution. This is actually just chart I'm looking for really close to today, thinking that we could actually see a major dip, 7-8% down here on Alibaba today. So I'm keeping a really close eye on that. I think that one definitely has a possibility here in today's session. But the markets are a little bit red this morning. They're trying their best to hold them in there. Uh, we'll go from there. I want to close this off here real quick here. So my primary thesis on Baba was down in the 90s. Okay. And so bottom the news coming out today, we are breaking out of this volatility box initially this morning. So if that's the case, we could be revisiting real quick like this, basically a triple bottom already. We could be this share dilution scenario. So there is a rumor that SoftBank is trying to get out of Alibaba. So heads up on that. That's negative, bearish information. So bottom line is SPY, guys, is holding right above very critical support. This is a very important trend line support. So we're going to be opening the week right on that in today's session. Definitely keep that one on watch. Going forward here, I can take this one off. Okay. So bottom line is very, very critical support here on SPY. We've got to see buyers coming in really fairly soon here, supporting this level, in my opinion. Okay. So bottom line is, if we lose this level on SPY, like I said, we're right there. You know, it's hard to tell what's going to happen. There is a volatility box right down here, and if we start losing this level today, I can see a really quick move back down to these lows, the 430 area lows, because volatility will just explode if that were to happen. So now I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, because bottom line is, we are above our 200-day moving average. This is technically a bullish trend. This is a bull flag. So we are technically in a bullish count on SPY. So keep that in mind. Okay, Qs. We are trading below our weekly 50. Okay, so we're right below our weekly 50 on our Qs this morning at very critical support. Technically, we are in a bull flag, right here, but just right there. The markets don't know where to go here. I mean, we are wedged out to basically nothing here on the Qs. They're doing their best. The bulls are trying their best to hold this up. I still think we're coming down in here into the massive volatility box. This is a really big area here for Qs, and that's where I think Qs are relatively weaker, okay, than some of the other indices. So keep that in mind here. So we are below the weekly 21, weekly 50. It's had a lot of damage. The Russell is technically the worst. We are fighting this 21 monthly, 20 monthly, whatever. We have been bear flagging on that. Like I had said multiple times, the quarter pivot is much lower on this one here. And I do not think the market correction is done until the NASDAQ or the Russell actually hits their quarterly pivot. Okay. And I don't even know if I got that on any of these charts. Quarter pivots, there it is. Okay. If you come down here, your quarter pivot's way down here. But this is already in the volatility box. Okay. The others have to come into their volatility boxes. This one is already in that volatility box. So that's why it's so much more bearish. This right here, you just get chopped to death if you try to trade it. And my final takeaway, the Dow Jones. We are potentially losing the 200-day moving average to start the week here. So this heads up on that. Right now, we are technically ticking right below that 200-day moving average. Okay, keeping the video short here. Okay, guys. So basically, oh yeah, on the bullish side, it's the cryptos. The cryptos are on fire this morning. We're having a really nice short squeeze going on here. 1 second. Okay, this has acted as your risk on indicator, suggesting, we might get some buyers in the broader markets. We're getting a nice little short squeeze this morning. We have resistance right above us here. If you go down on your lower time frame here, so basically, my main resistance is right up here. So looking like they're going to rally Bitcoin into the open, in my opinion, because I do think the resistance is a little bit higher here. And if we do get the bid, we could be making a move back up to the 45,500 area. That's your 50 SMA and your 200-day moving average. But we do have a technical breakout pattern to start the week on Bitcoin. So that's a bullish scenario for the markets if it proves to be a risk on indicator.